What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are reacting to the final trailer, so they say, for Deadpool and Wolverine. Before we get into this trailer reaction, I want to address a couple things. First of all, I know people are going to be asking about the teaser for Superman and Lois. We have not seen season 3 yet, so to avoid spoilers, we will not be doing a reaction to that trailer or the trailer that will be coming out during Comic-Con weekend. We want to save the surprises when we do the actual watch-along, which they are coming. We will be watching the show very, very soon, and the releases on Patreon and YouTube will drop as we get closer to season 4, and then we'll jump into season 4 when it premieres on October 17th. Second, if you want to see the uncut reactions for all the stuff that we're watching, including so many movies, we did just watch Deadpool and Deadpool 2. They're now available on our Patreon, and then we're discussing all the movies that we're watching on our Chexkins podcast. It's on a different channel, but it's linked down below along with our Patreon, so check that out. We'll be doing a Chexkins episode around Deadpool and Wolverine when it comes out to talk about the movie, our thoughts, and to see how it ties into the MCU and how it might potentially tie in to the greater story leading into Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. I think that's all the housekeeping that I have.
I think that's all.
It's a lot.
That was good. There's a lot of stuff going on the channel.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Try to get as much information as you can from the description. Everything you need is down there. Literally everything you need is down in the description.
Yes.
And also just keep an eye on. There's a free version of the Patreon. You can't access specific videos, but you can figure out what we're doing there. And if you decide it's for you, then it's for you, and just come along. The party's there. The party's there. Just keep an eye on all of our stuff.
Yes, and including our Discord as well, which we update all the time, and we try to keep people in the loop on what's coming, what we're watching, what we're recording, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, are you ready to get into this trailer?
I don't know if I am. I hear people complaining about spoilers, so I haven't seen any spoilers myself. I'm still just as excited. Like I'm not sure if I care too much about spoilers with this movie in particular.
Sure.
Because I don't think this movie is going to be super serious in general, but we'll see. I don't know.
All right, let's check this out. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
I know I turn everything into a joke, but I care. I want to use that
Stupid.
for something important.
Oh wow, all these helicarriers.
I waited a long time for this team up.
Oh my god.
In my world,
As soon as you talked about it being serious.
you're well regarded.
I know. He immediately
You're
says
an
everything's a
X-Man.
joke. Oh.
Wow, okay.
All right.
You were the X-Man.
Oh my god, this movie.
He's a hero in my world.
Oh.
He ain't shit in mine.
Wow.
Scott used to beg me to wear this suit. So did Doran and the Beast. But I couldn't have him thinking I wanted to be there.
Interesting. Oh my god.
It's only 9 people, but my entire world is right here in this picture.
Oh
I
wow.
have no idea how to save it alone, but you know how to save it.
Wow.
I did not know this is where this trailer was gonna go. Wow.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah. They got Sabretooth back.
Oh my god.
That's Smoke Monster.
Whoa!
Hey.
What?
You were always the wrong guy.
It's Jackie.
I've seen that apprentice somewhere.
Are you ready? Fuck
Lady
yeah, I'm ready.
Deadpool.
Lady Deadpool, the
Wolverine.
dog.
Wow.
All right.
Oh my god.
Stop it.
He's trying to thwip.
Oh my god. Literally in every format. This movie is coming out in every goddamn format. That is amazing.
As it should.
Also, I know we've talked about it extensively, but it is the first 3D Deadpool movie, and we have tickets to see it on IMAX 3D, and I am so excited.
Yes. And I'm hoping they don't do that only overseas 3D release bullshit.
Oh my god.
Because that's not cool. That's not cool at all. I need a 3D version for my 3D Blu-ray player, please. Thank you.
That's right, baby.
I think this is great that they focus on Wolverine in this one. I'm not sure what people are like, to go back to this spoiler thing. I'm not sure that people are realizing that this movie is gonna have a lot of things in it I don't think that most of these things are going to be super consequential to the story per se. Like, yeah, it looked like Wolverine was fighting Sabretooth, but also we've seen like the smoke monsters there. It looks like it's the land at the end of time, like at Loki season 1, right? So not a lot of stuff of consequence that is in that world really kind of makes sense for the entire story. I don't know if that makes sense because like obviously everything that happens ties into the story and the character. The particular moments didn't necessarily like define what the character is or what it does. And like the interaction between Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't think is going to be defined by the cameos and the things that they're showing here. Like I think if Daphne King and if X-23 was really a pivotal character for the story, I'm not sure that they would have spoiled it here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many characters. Like there's so many characters. How can they all have such a big impact on this movie? They can't. It's not possible.
Yeah, and so, also, you know, trying to also understand the context, right? It's like, how do we not know that Wolverine is in some kind of a vision? How do we not know that he's in some kind of like his mind is being infiltrated by Cassandra Nova and he's reliving the fact that he let the X-Men down by letting them all die, and then X-23, this memory, this vision of X-23 is the thing that pulls him out of it. But I think you're right. I do think that a lot of the cameos are going to be, I think they're going to be inconsequential to the story, the main story that Deadpool, the ride that Deadpool and Wolverine are going on. But I do think that the cameos or the memories or whatever they end up being, they will have an impact on Wolverine as a character. And I think people also forget when he makes a reference that Scott Lang always wanted him to wear the costume. It just really, really just cements the fact that this Wolverine is not the same one that's in Logan. Is he from another universe?
Exactly.
Probably. Does he come from the X-Men 2000 universe that had Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, all those characters? Maybe a version of that. It might not be that direct one, because what happened in between the events of, let's say, the latter X-Men movies and Logan that would lead him to wear the suit, fight alongside the Avengers, like there would have to be some kind of a reason for it. So I understand and I kind of get people's frustration with the cameo, but I still don't know if I'm fully convinced. And I know the movie will tell us this. The Wolverine that he is, I don't think it's the same one from X-Men 2000 all the way until Logan. I think it's a different Wolverine. Yeah. But I think that the events of that movie will dictate how Wolverine perceives the Marvel Universe. Maybe I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
And maybe the reason why they're leaning so heavily into the emotional elements of Wolverine is because all the X-Men in the X-Men Fox timeline do die, and he's the only one left. It would kind of tie in with Logan, because I think, if I remember the movie correctly, it has been a while since I've seen it. By the time we get to that film, a lot of the X-Men are dead. So I don't know.
You are correct.
Whatever the case may be, like they've worked it all out, obviously. So if he is the Wolverine from Logan, but Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool like pulls him out of time before the events of Logan, great. Then why is he having a vision of X-23? I don't really know. Is it a premonition and not a memory? But she's older, you know. So it's you're like, I think right now everyone's trying to sort of like piece together what the movie is. I think it's okay to just kind of be clueless still about exactly what's happening in this. And I think 100%. You're right. I think the idea of them being in this place that's outside of time, this like very barren, bland ass looking desert, it will be interesting to see what exactly that location means to the story. If they're using that as a jump point to get between universes and they're going into all these multiple universes, what exactly is happening, I don't know. But so far the spoiler of Toad and Pyro and Sabretooth and X-23, and I don't know who else we've seen in some of the trailers, or the fact that like Ant-Man was a part of this universe as well. I'm on your side on this. It hasn't really spoiled the movie for me, because I still don't understand or know what the story beats are and where the characters start and where they end up. We don't know the arcs. So while, yes, you could have easily kept all these cameos hidden, I don't personally think that they would purposely put those things in trailers or TV spots. Especially trailers, because they're seen more publicly than TV spots, that would compromise anyone's experience with the story. Like, yes, now you're not going to be able to go into the theater and woo-ha when Daphne Keene shows up. But I still think that once you're in the context of the story, I would hope that you would still be excited to see her because you're going to fully understand why she's there and what she does to motivate Logan to move forward in the story. Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But I was just not expecting the trailer to have that emotional through line like it did. I was kind of expecting it to make a turn and be funny, but it doesn't really go that way. Like it stays fairly light on humor and really focuses on the emotion of what we can expect from the movie, which is cool. Like I think it's nice that they're embracing that.
Yeah, the seriousness of Wolverine's tortured soul and mind. Yeah. I think that plays a lot into his character, right? And I think the fact that I think they're kind of at a perfect point to kind of explore that, where you don't have to tell his origin story to make him realize, to make us realize that there's a reason why Professor X put a mental block in his head to forget a lot of things, because he's that tortured. Like there's so much stuff that has gone wrong in his life, you know, to whether it's good for him and or bad for him, it's something that he deals with. And having that kind of be the center of what's happening, what it seems like what's happening in this movie, I think that's cool. I think that's great. I don't think that these cameos are going to drive the movie. I think they are going to be little teaching points or little manifestations of like the things that Wolverine has experienced in his past and he has to deal with.
Right.
Rather than like, here's X-23 and she's gonna, you know, like fight with Wolverine. Like we might not even see anything like that. I think this Daphne King cameo might be 2 minutes long, and she kind of motivates him to do something. And that's it. And I feel like that Sabretooth fight, he's just going to slice Sabretooth's head off because he's always wanted to do that. He's always wanted to do that. Like he's just going to kill Sabretooth right off the bat and say, oh, that felt good. And then move on. I think that's how these cameos are going to come about.
I think so too.
We'll see.
I think that goes to say for even the cameos that are going to come from the Deadpool universe, you know, like we obviously see Lady Deadpool. We know that the Deadpool dog is in it. We see Lady Deadpool walk through a portal where there's probably going to be a whole army of Deadpools from the multiverse. Great. You know, like they're going to be in the movie for a quick moment. Maybe like a couple scenes, if anything, maybe one action sequence, and that'll kind of be the end of it. I think Deadpool and Wolverine, just kind of from what I'm trying to deduce from what we've seen so far, it seems like it really is dealing with multiverses either colliding together, collapsing, incursions happening, and Deadpool and Wolverine might be jumping through universes to find one that is stable, and maybe that ends up being the main MCU timeline, and maybe Wolverine doesn't make it through, and at the end of the film, it's just Deadpool that's left. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So the conversation that we're having, you can see how much we don't know about the movie and how much there is left to speculate.
Exactly.
And how much there is for you to still enjoy. And while people have been saying it would be cool if Taylor Swift or Blake Lively played Lady Deadpool, I think it would be fucking hilarious if he pulled the mask off and it looked like Ryan Reynolds with makeup.
With makeup on,
That would be incredible.
In a wig?
Yes,
in a
absolutely.
Wig, that'd be hilarious.
I think that would be so funny.
I think at the end of the day, the thing to remember is that the movie's called Deadpool and Wolverine, not Deadpool, Wolverine, and the cameos. So, you know, that's really all that's it. I don't want to harp on it too much, but yeah,
I agree. We're gonna go see it together. You, me, and Hector. We're gonna go see it on Sunday of Comic-Con, IMAX 3D. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys stick around because we're gonna be doing a whole discussion on the film on the Chexkins podcast. We're going into it very optimistic that it'll kind of rejuvenate the MCU in some ways, because I think to varying levels, you know, the experience of the MCU as of late has been very uneven. But hopefully, Deadpool and Wolverine will inject some much needed sort of energy and positivity back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We're going to talk about it on the Chexicans podcast. Check out our uncut watch-alongs of Deadpool, Deadpool 2. Let us know if you like them, because if you like them, then, you know, maybe in 2025 we'll revisit the rest of the X-Men universe. That could be pretty damn fun, I think. But check all that stuff out, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.